Welcome everybody to the Sen-Know lobby night. I am your host, Color Thief, and joining me on comms tonight is Ratttz.
Hello everybody.
Hope you all doing great. We're just gonna chill out, play some Sen-Know, teach you a little bit about how the game works, hopefully get you excited to play a few sets yourself. To kick us off, I will be joining Ratttz in a little bit of a little demo, and after that we'll explain some of the rules and hopefully get some new folks to try the game out, and we can give you some tips as you play even.
This game is absolutely a hoot. It's a little bit intimidating maybe if you don't know what you're looking at, but we're here to walk you through it, show you some builds. The opening is pretty much the same every single time, so unless you're just Roderick invents a new build every single time he plays. It's very funny.
As you can see, chaining is kind of easy.
Ooh. I'm in trouble.
So that is this game. Like 30 seconds in, you've seen it.
It's pretty straightforward in that regard, yeah.
That is what we like to call Sen-Know tennis. So single pieces can be incredibly powerful in this game. You know, one piece can make a chain. How many puzzle games have one pieces doing chains? Oh boy. You got me this time. And you can clear your entire board with one piece as well. So it's definitely got some wild stuff going on that you don't really see happen.
I love how I was reviewing your footage earlier today in order to make some of the slides that we're gonna share with everybody later. And you taught me about the column 2 like Sen-Know trick. I had no idea that was a thing, that you could make a Sen-Know with a plus like that. Like, it's just incredible.
It almost feels like a bug, but we're not quite sure. It's really, this game blurs the lines between intentional and unintentional.
Hinged and unhinged. No. I need to get rid of this umbrella somehow. I don't know. It seems kind of difficult. Oh, okay.
No!
Let's go.
I didn't think you could eat that poke. As for how this game feels to play, it's a lot closer to a fighting game in a sense where you do really poke people and stuff. You dance close to the edge of being vulnerable, but hope that you get your hit in first.
Yeah, you have to watch your opponent. You're actually not allowed to just like sit back and be like, I'm just gonna do whatever I feel like. Like that is not this game.
Oh no!
Ooh, umbrella?
Okay.
Oh, level 8, my weakness. So all these different levels, they're basically like gravity speeds, right? And I'm famously bad at level 8. It is not good. I don't like it here. In fact, I hate it here. I'm poking so that way I can advance the game, so that way... Okay.
Oh shit. I thought more garbage was coming, and I was just like watching my
Oh.
screen clear, and then all of a sudden it
Mhm.
wasn't, and the gravity's so high, I died like instantly.
So it's like a little mechanical thing. Um, for those of you playing at home, you can hold up to slow your pieces down. It takes a while to charge, so it's really hard to do on level 8. But it's much more straightforward at lower levels. Am I dead? CT!
That's how it's done.
I only had like 3 pieces of defense. Like, I probably was playing with fire.
You had
there.
more
Like,
than me, but I was poking it down, whereas I tanked all of yours on my small amount of defense.
Ooh, I have an ugly umbrella in column 6. No. Okay. Gaming?
No!
Yeah!
Oh man, I am so rusty.
I was gonna say, I'm like, at first I was like, are you giving me these? And then I'm like, no, wait a second. Like, something's up. So you lose when you move a piece side to side, right? You lose your dash charge, right?
Yes, yes.
That might be a little bit weird if you're coming from a more not this puzzle game.
And the weird part is that if you rotate, it also resets DAS.
Oh. No! Level 8 claims another.
This game's also really weird in that you're playing on a clock.
Oh, yeah. But it does mean that, you know, like, the amount of time you're spending in a match, it's just like, you know it. I'm just like, I know what's gonna happen.
Okay, these numbers are going to be pretty big.
Yeah, normally I'm used to playing like maybe 3 or 4 games in a given match, but that was 8.
That was 8. We still have yet to witness the legendary 0-0 tie.
Oh, has that... You've literally never seen it?
No.
I expected you and Kanito probably would have done that at least once.
All right. Do we want to go into tutorial mode here? I think.
Yeah.
Let's break some of these things down. Give me a quick moment as I add audio sources, which I neglected to do.
It's fine. Also, hello chat. I hope you're doing well. We got all the regulars here. Note, Amelia, Kamigino, and Kirk. It was so nice to see you. I hope you're excited to check out some pretty funny pipe video games. I did make a truly hideous slideshow for all of you to absorb with your eyeballs. I don't think you'll know. Kirk. I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you won't.
By the end of this stream, he will possess Sen knowledge.
True. So walk me through it, Sen. Walk me through it, CT. Show me how to play this video game.
Well, it is certainly a video game.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that's basic, I guess, is to understand how do things clear in this game. Because it's not like a match 4 or whatever. You're not making lines like Tetris. You are making lines of a certain type. You're trying to make either rings, which you can kind of see on the left side. There's a bit of a donut, like a square donut type thing. That is a ring. So the paths fully loop in on themselves. That clears. And not only does that clear, that it will clear anything inside the ring. So this is just a 2x2 ring, but if your ring is bigger, maybe there's other stuff on the inside of the ring. So the biggest possible ring that fills a whole screen. That's what a Sen-Know is. Um, so when we say one piece can clear the whole screen, that's like, well, if you create a full screen ring with one piece,
Mm-hmm.
that's a Sen-Know. You're clearing your whole board. The other type of clear is I don't know. The game doesn't give it a good name, or if it does, it's hidden away in moon runes. But uh, we've got edge clears. So if you make a path that branches off of an edge and returns back
Mm-hmm.
to an edge, so it could be the bottom of the screen, the top of the screen, the side of the screen, whatever. As long as it's an edge of the screen, um, then that will clear. So that's kind of a loop that's completed by the edge of the screen. So
Mm-hmm.
another way of reading it is like the edge has like flowing electricity or whatever this weird stuff is. So you're kind of creating a loop that's getting closed by the edge of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basic clears. It's a little weird. I would say most people's intuition when they first encounter these mechanics might be to like build snaking paths all over the place that are long and winding and do funky things. That's not really what you want to go for. This game isn't about doing that. If you try to do that, you'll get punished pretty severely. You
Mm-hmm.
can see the bottom of this slide. Ratttz is pointing out that some dorky piece that will just like never clear. So the game will also highlight blocked pipes. You can see it's pink in color, signifying that it's like blocked up and stuff. It's pointing upwards, and the we haven't talked about garbage yet, but the solid yellow block on top of it is a garbage block, and it will stay yellow forever until it touches the side of the screen. So if you have a path pointing up and garbage falls on top of it, that can pretty much be GG right there. You might just not be able to recover from that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, an essential early skill is to learn in the inner columns. So, the sides are okay for reasons that will become clear later. But for these inner four columns, you don't want any of your paths to be pointing up because it's so easy to punish them and you can just dramatically lose the game all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Um,
yeah.
I do. So, out of curiosity, how many places will it take? So, any pipe that is red, like that, you see the circle with a line down, or the gold thing, those will transform into garbage eventually, right? How
Yes.
many places does that take? Do you remember?
So it depends on the size of the blocked up area. I believe
Oh, I
if it's
see.
two or more pipes in a row that are blocked up, so
Mhm.
a path of two or longer, I believe it takes 54 placed pieces before they clear, which the
Yeah.
the entire board is like 6 by 9. So
Hmm.
you'd have to literally place an entire board's worth of pieces before they cleared.
Yeah.
Basically, it's
Yep.
not going to happen in a versus match.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you have just one, like your picture here, where we have a single pink pipe pointing upwards, nothing else connected to it, I believe that's faster. I forget exactly how much
Hmm.
faster. Uh, it's still a very strong disadvantage, but it might clear after like a dozen pieces come down or something.
Yep. Um, there is one thing I didn't put in this diagram about rings, and that is that if the it's so correct me if I'm wrong on this. If you make a ring that is completely full,
Hmm.
it'll send over its contents,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So if you place pieces inside of it, with upwards liberties or various other pieces, and they land on your opponent's board, you can basically really mess up their board if you plan the contents of a ring correctly, right?
Yes. In fact, I'm
Like
wondering, do
the
we have
dirty
any slides on
Sen-Know.
garbage?
I think there should be one. I don't think there is.
No,
I
we
think I'm
so
just wrong.
okay, but Uh,
On the
nevertheless,
on the next slide,
we're
there should
talking
be
about
some
attacking,
details about
but
garbage. Yeah.
yeah, the garbage. So we'll get into attacks in just a second. But if you look at the large image on the right here, um, it's capped off at the top with a bit of an upside down U shape. Those are regular pieces. You can see they're like yellow because they're like connected to something. But the bottom U, the very very large one, that's made out of a bunch of red plus signs, that looks kind of weird, right? Like those don't look like normal pieces exactly.
Hmm.
So those pluses are garbage. The garbage when it falls, it's the solid yellow stuff you see in the middle. But as soon as it lands and touches an edge, it converts from those solid metal squares to being a plus pipe. And so you can use these plus pipes to form rings, Sen-Knows, whatever. Um,
Hmm.
and that what's going on in this image is Ratttz has set up, a giant ring, not quite a Sen-Know. The top row is not being filled. But if one additional horizontal pipe were to land in that spot, it would complete a ring. So something a little bit unintuitive about this garbage, because it converts to a plus when it hits the edge. Like if you tank a full screen's worth of garbage, technically an entire outer ring of, of plus shapes will take place. So you might feel like, oh, I just created a ring, but not really. The game would be completely busted if that were true. It's not quite completely busted, so you need at least one non-garbage piece in your ring. So
Hmm.
these garbage pluses still count as garbage. They will not self-clear. You need some sort of real pipe connected to it.
And so, like, typically, if you want to send a Sen-Know from receiving lethal damage, you're going to need either an elbow piece at the bottoms of columns 1 and 6, or a vertical eye piece somewhere in columns 1 and 6 that is not at the very bottom,
Mm-hmm.
or an elbow at the top of columns 1 and 6 pointing inwards. There is technically some other Sen-Know type shapes. I recently learned about the column 2 trick.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of beyond the scope of of
Yeah.
this.
All,
Like
all, all you
we're not
need to
getting into
know,
every single one.
if you sneak a little piece in the edge, most of the ring around the edge for a Sen-Know could be filled in by garbage. So as long as you've
Hmm.
got your one like vertical piece down the side or something, or you're filling in a corner, there's more than one way of doing it, but you can basically create a Sen-Know just with one well-placed piece. And if I'm were to read what Ratttz has done here, um, when you Sen-Know, it's great, but you're also a little bit caught with your pants down because you have nothing at all on your screen afterwards, right?
Hmm.
So if there's a screen's worth of garbage queued up, which is not unreasonable in this game for there to be several screens worth of garbage coming your way, then if you have nothing on your board at all, your board will entirely fill up with garbage, and there's quite literally nothing you can do about it. So you will
Hmm.
just instantly die. So something I'd like to point out about this ring formation that Ratttz has drawn on the right, you see there's an L piece sitting in the top left. Try to picture what this board would look like if that giant ring cleared. What would happen to that L piece? It would sit in the bottom left of the screen. And if you tank a full screen of garbage with an L piece in the bottom left, it will fill up and then immediately Sen-Know. So not only is this a beautiful almost Sen-Know ring, it can it can return almost a second entire full screen. So it's reflecting a lot of material at the opponent here. But we digressed a little bit in some of the more advanced mechanics and setups there. It's really really satisfying to set up one advanced placement like that and just
Hmm.
have your form dramatically more effective. Um, but the basics for people just getting started in Sen-Know, we should teach you what it means to attack and what it means to defend. And the basic form for attacking is what we like to call an ikokeshi chain. And it's what we've got at the top left of this slide. You can see a bunch of L pieces stacked on top of an L piece. The bottom could be just about anything. You just want something to stop things from clearing. But the whole
Hmm.
point is that these L pieces, when they land in the bottom right corner, even though it's just one piece, it'll be connected to two edges at the same time. So that clears, right? The one of the two clear rules, you either make a ring or you connect to an edge twice. And this single L piece is capable of doing that if it's placed in the corner. So this stack of five L pieces will form a six chain, right? You set it off with the bottom and then five extra chain links for six.
Hmm.
And it's really funny. The game almost tries to discourage you from doing this. You may see graphics that like yell at you a little bit. They don't like these tiny clears, and they send you a little garbage when you do this, which is funny. But the garbage you attack with from doing this six chain is just overwhelmingly so useful that you don't care about receiving 5 units of garbage for five Ikokeshi clears. You're going to rain down like a full board of garbage on your opponent, which is much more effective.
Hmm. Yeah, garbage is both a both a liability and a resource. So
Hmm.
like having an empty board is actually pretty bad.
Hmm.
Um, so having a board that contains at least a little bit of garbage is actually pretty good, provided that, you know, your opponent isn't ready to immediately attack you. Because you can get started on a ring, you can just clear some of it and damage your opponent. You can put some defense in the middle. Are full rings that have at least one piece inside of it. A ring is just like the shape that you see on the right hand side. It just needs a single line piece or a T piece in order to complete the ring. You will always get a ring's worth of damage if you make the ring, but if your ring is full, it will send the contents of the ring as well. If there's any gap inside of your ring, you will not send the contents of the ring, which may be very important for some of your builds.
Wait, is that true? Am
Um,
I learning stuff on stream here? You're saying if you do a ring, but there's like free space anywhere on the inside,
you
then.
won't send the interior. No.
Oh, wait, no, I do know this. I know it
Yeah.
intuitively, though. I wouldn't have said it out loud, but yeah, clearly. Okay.
So if so you see this L piece, this J piece in the middle, you know how that upper liberty is never going to be filled, basically. If there was a void in this ring, then this player would be in pretty bad shape because they wouldn't be able to get rid of this piece. But because they're clearing this ring, and CT, this is actually your ring. I scraped this from one of your replays. Um, if you complete this ring, then you get that piece off of your board and onto a board you really want it to be on. You know, your opponent's. Um, and this game has a bunch of funny tricks just like that. And I think you will be surprised at how you can get rewarded by planning some attacks just like this.
Hmm. So, something else that is unintuitive to most gamers, and it's on this slide here. You see some stuck garbage in the bottom left. So I mentioned a little bit earlier the solid metallic pieces that fall down do convert to pluses when they hit the edge. They also stick exactly where they are. So if you clear something underneath them and then uh, things fall, well, the garbage does not fall. So the garbage is like magnetized in place, and that actually it can be a little bit dangerous when that happens. So
Hmm.
um, I mean, the game needs something to add a little more spice to it. The garbage as
Yeah.
is can be somewhat easily deflected, so this creates some awkward situations where pokes can maybe carry a little more oomph than they otherwise would. So
Hmm.
it's really weird when you see that first, but you just kind of get used to it.
Yep.
So if this is the main defense, the main attack formation, a bunch of L pieces stacked against the side of the wall, we should talk about defense. And yes, this game does have defense. That's not a typical feature of a versus puzzle game. So it is part of what makes this game so interesting. So if you pay attention to the top left of this slide here, you'll see again a bunch of L pieces, but they're stacked a bit differently. They're stacked in column 2. And um, what can be a little bit difficult to visualize, but if you just imagine a full screen of garbage rains down on that board, how will it resolve? Well, um, all the garbage touching the edge will turn into a red plus, and that mostly creates, a giant ring all around the board. And the bottom L piece in this stack, it will clear the entire outer ring of the garbage you just received, right? So you're stacked 9 high on both sides. And then in the middle, let's see, there'd be 4 units of garbage at the top and 3 at the bottom. So that's 15 units of garbage total that got converted to a plus shape and then immediately cleared with this well-placed L piece. So every stack of L in column 2 is actually capable of deflecting up to 15 units of garbage single-handedly. So it's extremely defensive. If if somebody goes raw aggression, right? If they go and do this Ikokeshi chain, send you an entire screen full of garbage, but what you've been doing, you've seen them wind up for that attack, and what you've been doing is set up this deflection here. So this defensive formation, 15 units at a time, is going to slam them with their own garbage. And the defensive player, generally speaking, comes out ahead in that kind of situation. So you really have to pay attention. Is your opponent greeting with an attack, or are they building a balanced build that is a mix of offense and defense? Like, there are different builds you can do, and you can very much respond to what your opponent is doing to get a bit of an advantage. Another defensive formation in the bottom left here, you can see a bunch of pieces stacked pointing up. This isn't quite as effective as the column 2 formation, because you can see you're occupying the 6th column, the rightmost column. So that means you have an entire column of 9 spaces where you won't get garbage converting to plus shapes. So you won't be converting quite as efficiently as you would have in the other formation. But depending on what's going on your board, maybe you don't have column 2 available. So if you just have an edge available to you, this is like a second tier of defense you could try building, and it can keep you in the game longer. Let's see. What are you trying to say with this ring formation on the right, Ratttz?
So on your ring formation, you put a little bit of defense on top. So after the ring, so if your opponent sends you a whole mess of damage, right? You've already got this ring set up. A unit of garbage arriving in column 1 would complete the ring. But your opponent's probably going to be sending you more than just 1 unit of garbage, right? They're going to be sending you a bazillion units of garbage instead.
This is a
So
game full of violence, yes.
it is true. So you probably don't want to finish your placement and then arrive on an empty board. Instead, we've put defense on top of the ring. So after the ring clears, if we're still in danger, it will automatically clear garbage that arrives.
Hmm.
And notably, if if garbage falls in the wrong column, so if garbage only fell in column 6, the defense would not fire. So that way, you get to keep your defense without necessarily causing yourself any problems. This is really powerful when it comes to being able to attack and defend at the same time. If I had anything to say about this arrangement, it's mostly that I might prefer it if the L piece was not connected to these 2 line pieces. If the L was in column 5 instead of column 3. So that way the L could clear the outer ring. And then if more garbage arrived, you send a Sen-Know. But like that's too much. Like just put your defense on top of your rings. You can make a ring anytime from garbage by just putting a horizontal line on top of it. You can put some defense on top of it, and then you close the ring off with either incoming garbage or a single J piece. You don't have to, just make sure that you put the line first, because otherwise you might be really sad if garbage falls in front of a J piece.
Hmm. Another thing I'll point out about this ring formation, the stuff that's flashing white, I'm assuming
Is
the
garbage.
garbage,
Yeah.
it's just
It's just a
regular
bad frame.
garbage. It's flashing white for a frame, and we caught a funny frame with the screenshot. But you notice the corners of the ring on the inside are L pieces. So as a shorthand, when I've talked about garbage a lot in the last few minutes here, I've mentioned that it'll just like come in solid metal and convert to a plus when it hits the edges. But this is different. If you build a ring and there are pieces inside instead of garbage, those get sent as the pieces you have cleared. So that is something that can cause some unexpected interactions with whatever formation your opponent has built. If you can sneak in a ring that's got some regular pieces in it, then maybe if you get lucky, it might just crumble their build. But uh, remember, if you point stuff upwards in the middle of the board, even a tiny poke can basically make you lose the round. So that means you have to be smart about building these rings. Even if you want to juice them with some regular pieces, you have to do it in a relatively responsible way. And in particular here, you kind of want to build a horizontal top to cap it off before you fill in the edges. Because if you fill in a corner and a bunch of garbage falls, it'll just get blocked off. So that's maybe a little advanced. We don't have enough pictures to properly illustrate that, but you'll see what I mean if you experiment with the game a little bit. You'll see that rings are high risk, high reward. Absolutely high risk, high reward,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to have to learn the correct way of building them without exposing yourself to unnecessary risk.
Mm-hmm.
Though a bit of screen watching, you might see, oh, my opponent's in no position to attack me. I can take some risk for the next 5 pieces. You can do stuff like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you get better? How do I tell me how to get better, Ratttz? You destroyed
Uh,
me in the opening match, so I need all the tips I can get.
well, I think the first one is to play more video games. That is definitely tip number one. Um, I really do encourage you to not get discouraged. It's very easy to like look at somebody like me in CT and be like, "Wow, I can't believe these puzzle maniacs. I will never." You have no idea how many games I lose on a, on a daily basis. So you need to just go and play some games and have a great time. My first tip the one that I think will get you the most success early on is to learn how to make your attack stack, your Ikakeshi stack in column 6. Learn how to do that fast and learn how to make defense really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And you can
that way,
experiment with the rest once you've got those fundamentals on lock.
yep. Did you ever post a clip of CT Cannon on Twitter? I couldn't find it.
I did not. Yeah, it's a bit of a
Yeah,
meme.
see,
I'm embarrassed to say I don't even remember what the CT cannon formation is from memory.
oh really? It's got your name on it.
It's got my name on it, and it's an amazing pun.
I'm pretty sure CT Cannon. So my memory of CT Cannon was that it's column 6. You put inner facing J pieces interspersed with horizontal line pieces. That's what I remember it looking like. Time Tower is Roderick's invention. If you search for that on Twitter, you'll see it immediately. It's very silly. I think like it's very good, but it kind of requires your opponent to not be paying attention. And you can get absolutely memed by that build. It's very funny.
Okay.
Time Tower is just CT Cannon, but left one column. Well, there you go.
So before we open up to community matches, do you want to play one more set, the two of us? But we will specifically try to play certain strategies so people can kind of get a sense for how they interact.
Oh, sure.
So one of us can go full aggression and one of us can go full defense, and then we'll just resolve it and show people how that plays out.
Yeah, you got it.
Awesome.
Why don't you hit me with that challenge?
Do you want to go offense or defense?
I can go defense.
Defense? Okay.
Yeah.
Have I seen you build a full defense? I don't know if you know how to charge it up to 11 with the defense, but
I have a funny defense build actually that I used to play around with.
Okay. And
I've surprised Masa with it a few times.
Lady, go.
Oh, right. Oops.
So I'm doing nothing fancy, but I am greeting a lot. In fact, I'm greeting so much, some of my early L's will self-clear. Okay, and it even sets my chain off. Okay, yeah, so Ratttz is building an extremely defensive build here. And like I said, you can see it can reflect up to 15. Now, I don't have enough garbage coming in. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm basically hoping that Ratttz will attack me. Okay, I can Sen-Know this board. No, I can't. I think I had some pieces self-clear for a second there.
Oh, brutal. So I am running into an issue here. I think I will do this. Let's call it a day.
That's gonna kill. Yeah. I made a mistake there.
So basically, what you're trying to do when you're playing pure defense is you're basically trying to structure your offense such that it's automatic. It just always does what you want it to before you even need it. So in this case, all I am doing is I'm placing a bunch of these L and R pieces in such a way that if CT sends me like a ridiculous span of garbage.
Talk about up dash and what you just did there.
Oh yeah, I can just hold up and I can just chill here forever. I can wait for this damage to come in, have all time to think about it. We got a funny glitch love to see the funny glitch. I'll put down my J piece in the corner and send that Sen-Know right back. CT has played this video game before and he knows how to play tennis. So we'll play tennis right back. But he sent me some pieces on the inside of his Sen-Know, which screwed up my structure, and now I'm locked out of the game. So had I been playing more proactively, I probably could have pressured CT such that he wouldn't have been allowed to send me a dirty Sen-Know that absolutely ruins my life.
Yeah, so to re-emphasize, if you're playing defensively, up dash is great. The reason why you want it is that if you take the garbage, one garbage link at a time, like Ratttz is doing right now, you reflect less damage. But if you press up, you wait for the garbage queue to fill up, and then you can reflect a full 15 at once.
And you can see that one of the downsides of defense is that it continues to chain whether you like it or not.
I misread how much garbage was in the system there. There were two full screens, so my Sen-Know, I wanted to catch Ratttz off guard, but instead I just lunged forward towards certain death.
I do think you should build and try to play with some defense, but you should be careful about not building too much because you don't want to let your opponent decide the pace of the match. And sometimes defense, too much defense, means that your opponent gets to do whatever they want. And you just sort of have to chill there and be like, this is my life now.
Ah, no! Oh, I need to de-rust. It feels bad being this clumsy. I guess I am locking myself into the losing offense strategy, though. So what I recommend is maybe 4 or 5 high. Maybe this is enough. You know, if you want to be offensive, don't raid the whole screen.
And bear in mind, chat, that as long as I have this defense on my board, I basically can't make rings. Right? I'm sort of at the mercy of CT should he decide to spend some time and make some rings that contain annoying things.
For example?
I have to get kind of lucky here. I got lucky.
Notice how I held up dash at the very end there to delay the entry of my last piece. So I prevented losing an extra point. And that was enough to turn this into a draw. Yes, this game has draws. It plays for 5 minutes and that's it.
That's beautiful. Listen, they had to get their quarters somehow. And they were going to do it, by gum. So that's going to do it for the tutorials. Let's get into some games. CT, do you want to play anybody, or should we wait until one of the puzzle heads?
Yeah, if a couple people want to play each other, yeah, why don't a couple new people give it a shot?
I don't think I've ever seen Note play. Oh, GT's here. Yeah, GT's cool. They have expressed interest in this game on Twitter, and she's a really cool player. You see her in Mystery periodically. Amelia, I do not care about my points. I will hold up as much as I want to. As much as I want to. It's fine. We have some cold feet, so I might actually just challenge Masa. Masa beats me up basically every time I play this. She's really good.
But we haven't played this in a hot minute, all of us. So
it's true. It has been a long time. What am I? Masa is saying that I've lied about how good she is at this video game.
Go.
She plays faster than me too.
Okay, both players seem to be going for something of a balanced build. Ratttz, cover your ears. Masa doesn't have the benefit of lag-free commentary.
I will try my best to not get coached by you.
So,
No
Ratttz had a bit of an
promises, but-
umbrella. She prioritized cleaning up that like sticky garbage on the side. Usually a reasonable choice. Masa has a pretty good defensive build at the moment, but her umbrella is somewhat severe. Oh, I'm surprised she didn't go for the horizontal umbrella clear there, but maybe she's doing the math and knows exactly what's coming. 'Cause it's okay to fly close to the sun, just not too close to the sun. Looks like Masa is greeting for a potential Sen-Know, and Ratttz is more committed to a defensive play. In particular, column 1, you'll see she's pointing lots of stuff upwards, so she could tank 2, well now 3 garbage drops, thanks to those upwards pointing formations on the left. 4, yeah, a whole bunch of garbage drops could fall, and Ratttz is still very much in a stable position. Masa doesn't get the right piece RNG and accidentally kind of blocks a pipe on the left side of the screen. So this is kind of showing you what I mean when I said going for rings is very punishable. Because some very reasonable clears and decisions on Masa's side led to a blocked up pipe. Masa attacks first, creates a bit of an umbrella on Rattz's board, and there isn't, like, there's a good amount, but not a lethal amount of garbage in the system right now. Let's see, is there enough for a Sen-Know? Not yet. Let's see, Ratttz is somewhat experienced at this game, so she's very unlikely to just give Masa a free Sen-Know. So if you're not screen watching and you're just sort of chilling out, clearing your board, they could build in a way where a garbage drop would just complete a giant Sen-Know.
What a shame.
Oh! Oh, that was a beautiful... Masa got a bit lucky there. Some of the juice she shoved on the inside of her stack with the garbage just so happened to fall into the right place to cause a Sen-Know. I'm guessing that was almost certainly luck rather than foresight. Both players prioritizing defense before offense as they open up. That is a little bit how the meta seemed to be stabilizing last time we were playing this in high volume. Sen-Know from Ratttz, and Masa is going to be stuck with an empty board. So some of the corners of the meta in this game are just wild. You can play so defensively, and the defense also creates garbage, and if both players are playing that way, it's in this weird equilibrium where somebody will die, you're just not quite sure who, and the player who's got the least stall is going to die. Like whoever's chains resolve faster dies. Ooh, that's rough, Ratttz.
That means it's a tie game, is it not?
I mean, your question would make sense if it was addressed to someone who could count. That person
Oh,
is
I'm sorry.
definitely
I
not
forgot
me.
you're a puzzle gamer.
Yeah.
The true puzzle scholar. You simply can't go. Oh, I'm a fool, actually. Wait, no. Maybe I'm a genius.
So Masa is pressing up to get a full screen of garbage. Seems like a controversial choice because she didn't really have stuff going on. And now she's almost certainly holding up and praying that the clock runs out, but with 20 seconds left, that's just not going to happen.
This game rules. Oh yeah, let's. You wanna do this? We can do this.
Yeah, up dash is very, very funny. Now Ratttz is in a winning position, and she's pretty clear that, like, convinced that 10 seconds is not enough to kill her. So she's just memeing. This game not only has up dash, which holding up slows down your piece, but it has rotation dash. As far as we can tell, it serves no practical purpose other than just memeing on your opponent. Like, it's almost like a taunt button.
Game over.
I'm gonna lose it if Masa threw the game, so that way she can confirm that she's not good at Sen-Know on
man.
stream. Lose my mind. Let's take a peek at Note and Trash Boat, see what they're up to.
Nice. Oh, and hey, welcome to this welcome to the stream. And yeah, we just finished a large introduction to what this game's about and the basic mechanics and the strategies. So not quite the right moment for us to re-explain, but if you check out the VOD afterwards, we put slides together and everything. We gave it a real shot. Okay, so it's interesting to see how Note's doing. I'm pretty sure this is one of the first time, if not the first time, Note has played. And Trash Boat is no beginner. He's been a part of the Sen-Know meta as it's evolved. He came up with a pretty mind-bending turtle build at one point.
Oh yeah?
That was the dominant strategy for 5 minutes, because that's how this game works.
Very funny.
So it looks like we caught the tail end. Curious to see how it went. Oh, wow. Note dominating.
Let's go, Note.
Let's go.
Game over.
You guys should definitely play a second set.
Absolutely.
You need 2 credits to start the battle. Oh no, they quit
Oh,
out.
looks like they're done. Oh, incredible.
Camera shy.
All right, I'm gonna play with Kanito. Unless you want to play Kanito.
I mean, I'm rustier than you are, it seems. So by all
Kanito's
means.
gonna explode me. So, for those of you who don't know, Kanito is our resident Sen-Know expert. We ran Sen-Know Evolution mode over at Salt Road exactly once, and Kanito is like, I can play this. And the speed that Kanito can play at is really surprising to me. I think part of it is because he plays on keyboard, but like, I have for a very long time struggled to take rounds off of Kanito, let alone games.
So far, Kanito seems to be building in a way that is hoping you will just feed him a Sen-Know. And he's poking you while doing it.
Ooh. No defense. See, that's what happens to you when you're not watching your opponent. Yum.
interesting. I would characterize Kinito's build as pure defense.
It is pretty funny, isn't it?
Oh, there's an offense conversion there. He just built it later than most people. He is locked out. So we'll see if Ratttz can reflect all of this. Yeah, there's no way it's going to resolve way too early on Kinito's side.
I personally don't really like building up to the ceiling because getting an umbrella in columns 2 through 5 is actually really hard to deal with. Because like you can't stack all the way up there. Like there's a lot of issues with playing like that. Okay.
Okay. Kinito now building a second tier defense system. Ratttz doing the same. With both players defensive, we could be looking at a bit of a deadlock here.
Very funny.
But in this situation, the solution is tiny pokes, usually. So Ratttz did a tiny poke and then set up a Sen-Know. So that was perfect. And then the Sen-Know tennis continues. And Ratttz wins the Sen-Know tennis.
To have a little puzzle volley.
But I like that. You have to read your opponent's board, judge how much of a poke it's going to take to set them off enough to reflect damage to you to complete a Sen-Know. Like, there's a lot of mental arithmetic happening there. Figuratively, of course, because we can't count.
True.
So, Kinito's got an awkward hole in the bottom right. Okay, he does open it up. And his board is actually totally fine. Meanwhile, Ratttz is going for a nice ring. Unfortunately, Kinito poked just lightly enough to not complete the ring. And he was really on a clock. If he had poked any later, then, you know, Ratttz would basically complete the ring. Or any poke would set it off. So Rattz's board is suddenly very uncomfortable. Kinito's isn't a walk in the park either, but any sort of pokes at all are probably sufficient to kill Ratttz. I don't know your game plan, Ratttz. Okay, I'm like, I don't know what the way out is.
I don't know what my game plan is either. Once that poke happened, I lost. Like, that was such an exact poke. If it was just a little bit more, I feel like I would have had that round pretty handily.
This is funny. So Ratttz does have the lower column too. I guess there's only 10 seconds left, so nothing is probably going to happen. But,
No, not really. I'm pretty sure we just tied. We might go for the tiebreaker here. Yeah.
you love to see it. We've gotten so many ties on stream already.
This game is something else. Let's go.
So Puzzle Wednesday does have a YouTube channel. You can find our previous Sen-Know tournament bracket up on there. It's a good time. Somehow, I think we might have avoided ties. All bracket.
Ready? Go.
Or maybe just
That's
like
fine.
one or something.
Wow. Sure is eyepiece in here. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. So if for whatever reason your piece falls, it resets the timer. So if you have an Ikokeshi stack and for whatever reason it falls, because one of them pops or something, it'll reset the timer on all of them, which is very convenient, I think. I would love a line piece. That'll do. Oh, that's actually one piece too late. Ah, egad. Oh. Not
Ooh,
egad.
but Kanito is kind of caught naked there. Yeah.
I was looking at that damage gauge and I was just like, funny.
Oh no! You love to see multiple Sen-Knows.
Ready? Go.
All right. Okay, Kanito. All right, buddy. Old buddy, old pal. I need this. That's fine. No. Oh. So I really want to put a line piece on top of that L in column 2. So that way, after the...
Garbage clears, one final dump will cause a Sen-Know.
Exactly.
Which would have made the difference, reflecting an entire screen of garbage.
Yeah, exactly.
Ready?
Oh my god. Ah, no! Ooh, okay. All right.
Oh, interesting. Whoa.
It's so interesting. Wait, why doesn't that clear? Oh, right. I need to this. We're fine. Everything is fine. No panicking. There's no need to panic. We're
Oh
all
my
friends.
god. So before that happened, Kanito was really slow for some reason. And I was like, Ratttz is so far ahead. And then you just burned it all away, frantically
I know.
recovering from one misdrop. So just to highlight, if it wasn't obvious, pointing a piece up in column 4 or 5, I believe, is what Ratttz did. And a single poke could basically make her lose the game if Kanito were to notice that. But Ratttz fixed it as quickly as she could, and you know, that's came out on top. So now we're decidedly into the mid game, but Kanito has a Sen-Know set up. I think he waited a little too long. No, he didn't. Oh, interesting. He could have attacked a bit sooner, I suppose. It was just indifferent.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's just gaming. Ooh. I sort of hate this.
So it clears less than length 4. Will, no, that'll clear, yeah. Clears less, whoa, it kills though, okay. You were perhaps timing that poke, I don't know.
Will I take credit for it? Sure. Far be it from me. You know what? Credit where credit is due. Egad.
I'm like, come on, Ratttz, there's a Sen-Know right there. If you did it a bit faster, you might have got that extra pipe.
I might
in
have
there.
lived.
Yeah.
I might have lived.
Well,
I haven't got a ring yet tonight.
round
That's a
8.
little embarrassing.
That's an odd amount of points. 20 seconds on the clock. I think there is a winner. Tie officially impossible unless somebody throws this round.
I'm going as hard as I can here. Actually, that's not true. I probably could have made a really tall column 6 stack. I'm pretty sure Kanito has this.
I think maybe even
Okay.
by 1 point. No, just
Sorry,
one. Just one. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, player 2. There we go. Yeah, it's
God
funny that the
bless.
winner points is always on the left, and you don't know which player it was until they reveal.
I don't see anybody else in the queue. I
Yeah,
mean, unless you want to watch Note and Trash Boat.
Yeah, I might pop over to them. You're welcome to keep playing Kanito if you want, but we'll get
I think I am, actually. I'll pretend to watch the other one, though. Looks like Trash Boat's doing a great job. Congratulations, Trash Boat. Really phenomenal player.
You know, as you say this, like Trash Boat just got overflowed, so. I'm curious to see one of Note's builds.
That is what I'm missing. Is I haven't seen any of Note's builds yet. I saw them playing the mid game.
Interesting. Trash going for a ring, Note immediately poking and punishing. So one thing about the design of this game that I love, it's really, really hard to play forever in Versus.
The game does end.
The game very much ends. And even without the 5-minute timer. Like, what I mean is, almost every clear action you do will send an amount of tiles to your opponent equal or greater to the amount you just cleared. Just about anything you do will do that. And the implication of this is, gradually, there will be more and more tiles in the quote-unquote game system. And eventually, you know, there's going to be over 100, and that means someone's going to die.
Yeah, I was under the impression that the only thing that really takes tiles out of the system is...
Simple clears of 3 or less.
Yeah.
I guess simple clears of 1 are Ikokeshi that self-garbage 1 unit. So it's simple clears of 2 or 3. That's it. Literally everything else will increase or hold steady the number of tiles in the system. Oh wow, 3-2 for Note. So Note's picked this up real fast.
Oh, Note.
Both players talking. We'll see if they play another credit. There we go.
Lady, go.
Okay, Note opening up with a mix of Ikokeshi offense and defense. Interesting defense choice. The too wide defense means that it's slightly less piece efficient, because that'll only deflect 2 volleys of garbage instead of 4. But that's also totally fine. So, see, there's a lot of garbage in the system here. I don't know. Yeah, that is enough to fill Note's board. So Note perhaps wishing that they had deflected a little more than just 2 volleys. Let's see, Trash opening up defense and Note offense this time. Some of these Ikokeshi pipes on Note's side will eventually burst. Okay, Note fires before that happens, but Trash Boat does have a very nice defensive wall, so he should be able to deflect most of this. There. So Note failing to puncture Trash's Omega wall. Trash is all in on defense once again. I mean, especially as a beginner, I would say if you're very, very erring on the defensive side, that's probably not a bad thing. If you don't lose, you can't die. Or if you don't die, you can't lose. Whatever the saying is.
If you don't die, you won't lose.
Yep, it's true. Where's the lie?
I guess you got me there.
And both players remembering to use the up dash after the chain's resolved. So
let's go.
You love the double dead on board. One person just happens to die first. Like, that is so common in this game. It's amazing.
Oh, interesting. Kind of fascinated by this column 5 like structure. That looks very scary. Whatever Note is doing. Okay, a ring. All right, cool. That's fine, I guess.
But the vertical stuff and yeah, these high risk rings. I guess they're properly noticing that Trash is just so defensive at the moment that rings are possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. I mean, sometimes playing... Listen, if you want to play, like, max defense, it can be a fun way to play. You can do some gnarly stuff if you're really good at defense. My favorite thing for a long while was having defense that ended in a dirty Sen-Know. That always gets them. This is very funny. Anytime that works. Trash Bro. Oh, I see. He wants the inner red. He wants the inner red pipes to burst, so that way the vertical eyes in column 6 will connect. Might be waiting a while.
Yeah. Not sure how that's gonna play. Oh, and now it's just sort of self-clearing.
Oh, let's go. Now he's locked out of this board.
But oh, and Note is not. Okay, wonderful.
I have a question. When a player gets their board filled with trash, the only moment when the trash doesn't clear is because the player didn't have any place tiles that complete the system. That is correct. So the idea when you're building defense is that you want to create defense that will clear some of your garbage on the outer ring, or will complete a Sen-Know and send it back to your opponent. You could also use garbage to complete a ring. You can use garbage for a lot of things, so long as you are inventive or you know, greedy enough. You can do a lot of things with your opponent's garbage.
See, Trash Bro milking the updash. I don't know what I guess he's trying to ride out the clock. Wow.
Stem the bleeding, I suppose. Ooh, this vertical eyepiece in column 4 is, yeah. Thank God the match ended.
So I think Note won the first set. I think Trash might take this one. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
You guys have to give us a tiebreaker now.
That's true.
Oh, no tiebreaker. Well, while we're waiting for the next match to happen, Ratttz, a thought just occurred to me.
Oh, you want to go over the schedule?
No.
Oh.
No. This is not in the plans here. I just realized you and I met in the Sen-Know lobby.
That's true.
And it was probably a year ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what an incredible game. Thanks for being a friend this last year, and you know.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a better way of making a new friend than you know, finding a random person in the Sen-Know lobby.
Hell yeah. Thanks, CT. You know, CT, I really enjoyed spending this past year hanging out here at Puzzle Wednesday, playing some cool video games. It's almost like we've completed some sort of loop, like a ring of friendship that has, you know, been joined by a fun little lobby night. Also, hello, Hysteric Empress. Welcome to the chat. CT, do you want to get a game in?
Yeah. Let's see. Who do I want to play? I don't know if it'll work. I know we've had issues connecting in the past, but we'll see if I can get a match in with Clappy.
Yeah. Clappy is pretty strong at basically every puzzle game I've seen them play. And they usually place pretty high in bracket, and I've seen them. They are a regular contender at Salt Road. And they're a little bit far, and you know the time zones are not friendly. We don't always get in a Clappy, but I'm always happy to see them when they show up.
Oh, I went to intermediate difficulty. This will be fun.
Ooh. Oh, the levels go higher? I had no idea, CT. Wait, level 10? Oh, it's like level 0, but with all of the level 8 pieces? That's funny. Okay, so CT's got this stall wall here. He is dumping these pluses in. They're just going to clear like usual. If garbage falls in column 4, this plus will clear, which is fine. Building a little more stall. Meanwhile, a Clappy. Thinking about something. Building a little bit of defense here. But no like long-term type plan. If you don't have anything. Oh, CT. I got you. The accidental top out. Here we are at level 20. CT alternating between these J and I pieces in the stall wall. The J pieces will clear garbage, so that way they are free to do a Sen-Know. He's also got an upwards facing J piece in the middle, so that way if he does send a dirty Sen-Know, oh, another accidental top out. Maybe I am desynced.
No, I've got the same thing.
Oh, really? And now up S.
And that's like Clappy topping out and plays player 2, right?
I see you as player 1.
Yes, I'm player 1, but the accidental top outs were from which side?
From you, from player 1.
No, that is not what I've got.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm like completely.
Okay.
I think I'm completely discombobulated. I think the rollbacks are not. Oh yeah, your screen is completely. I'm watching on the Twitch. Wow, that is very different. I probably won't comment. Well, you know what? I'll certainly do my best. Wow, CT, this is a lot of stuff.
Clappy is better than this too. I'm wondering if we're just straight up desynced.
I think you might be. I have, yeah, that makes no sense. Damn. What's funny is that, like, a consequence of the game systems is that if you are desynced, you probably might not necessarily know it, right? Because of the way that the rounds are structured. Like, it probably doesn't like glitch out or do anything weird. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Wow, I had no idea this game desynced at all. My impression of it was that it was rock solid. I don't think I've ever desynced from Kamito.
Yeah, I'm not sure what causes it exactly. I just know there's something about Clappy's connection that's like cursed. When we try to play other games, it can fail.
I can't believe that you are absolutely desynced. Yeah, I don't. That makes a lot of sense. I would not call Canada to Malaysia to be a reliable connection. Fightcade is
Isn't it the Philippines?
capable of a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Philippines, isn't it? Philippines, yeah.
Yeah, there's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's unfortunate. I would have liked to play a proper round with Clappy.
Have you? You are player 1. You could try F3.
I could.
So for all you gamers at home, you're trying to play some stuff on Fightcade. F3 is the default reset button, and sometimes, depending on the game, that can resync. That can resync the game for you.
So
it doesn't work for everything. It sure works for TGM.
Okay, this looks maybe better from Clappy. I'm not sure.
Looks like an off by 1 error to me. Well, no, that could plausibly be it. No, that's definitely a thing. That
Okay,
looks like, yeah,
working.
that looks like a real thing, actually. Oh, that's actually a really funny way to do this. This is not quite low-value lasagna, but it certainly does a good impression of low-value lasagna. So for all of you pasta fiends out there, if you want to chain, but you don't really want to hit them with the old ikokeshi, you can create a stack of just straight J pieces. And make like, you know, just layers and layers and layers. of J pieces with line pieces. And since there's more than one piece, they won't actually hit the Ikokeshi penalty. Generally speaking, the reward for your action economy spent is not great, which is why we call it low value lasagna. There's nothing wrong with it, but generally speaking, I think you will find that other builds will outpace you in terms of damage. And then you'll just be sad. You don't want to be sad. Let me try spectating again. I'm watching to the stream, and I love watching to the stream because it is in sync. But this certainly looks like a video game, so I will assume that this is working. Oh, funny ring from Akloppy, but is gonna need to clear this garbage at least once in order to, in order to make sure that your internal pieces, like, if you want to defend yourself with defense inside of your garbage, it can't be any higher than row 2, right? If it's any higher, then there will be garbage in the way, unless you go through it. So bear that in mind when you're building your defense. Looks like a copy. Oh, how does this work? I'm so curious. There are as many Sen-Know builds as there are stars in the sky, grains of sand at the beach. CT, that is too much defense. What are you doing with that? I guess when you're getting spammed by eye pieces. All right, here comes CT's Ikokeshi. And now a Kloppy stall wall is gonna defend a lot of this. An internal ring? Excuse me? I don't think I've ever seen that before, but they're already locked out of their board. They ran out of defense.
Did a dirty Sen-Know give an internal ring? That's disgusting.
It was bizarre. I actually haven't, like, I've seen that maybe twice. Like, very funny. You do need a join of 3 or higher, or a chain in order to send garbage. So bear that in mind if you are performing little clears, bottom of your board, small ball is probably not going to cut it here. Okay. The Kloppy's ready to receive this damage from CT's Ikokeshi stack. And I think this does Sen-Know, does it not? Yeah, let's go. Huge.
I'm locked out.
Another one. Let's go. Oh, the umbrella. Yeah. Oh, beautiful. What a beautiful game. I love this game. Let's go, Sen-Know. Oh, we're back at it again. Back at it again at Buca de Beppo with the low value lasagna. Though this lasagna does do one thing really well for a Kloppy in this scenario, which is that if you're ahead or you're tied, you probably do want to stall really hard at the end of the game. Like, there's no reason to take on additional risk. So it looks like CT is going to take this one 3-1.
I'd play a rematch.
So,
I feel bad that we had the desynced first round.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough. So have you played much of the higher difficulties? I haven't bothered.
I've played them more than 0, and look, I have played evolution mode, so I know the pieces and stuff that can come out. But I have not played a wealth of them, particularly.
Yep. So CT is not able to start an Ikokeshi stack with that piece, so that's why he had to throw it over there and then clear it. Akloppy is dedicated to stalling a little bit. This is a lot. This is a lot of defense. With a couple of lines on top, this could be extremely funny. Like, this could be like real Sen-Know hours. It's in the right spot too, and it's on top of an L piece. So I don't see any reason why. No, it doesn't work! Oh, taste it. So the eyepiece, I think, has to be in column 2 or 5. If it's in any other column, it won't work. Because the J piece has to... If it's in columns 3 and 4, the J piece actually won't... The garbage will fall from where the J piece cleared. But when a J piece clears in columns 2 and 5, it leaves an empty column behind. So because you finish placing a piece...
Is the game broken? Like, what's this piece sequence?
This is funny. This is really funny. I don't think I've seen that. The vertical eyepiece. That's terrifying. Okay, Akloppy with the big chain. Lasagna. Take a big taste, but this vertical eyepiece, a death sentence. You simply are not allowed to have a vertical eye in columns 2 and 5. It's not good for you. Doctors are calling it the new smoking. And, you know, you should maybe listen to your doctor when they're telling you something like that. They're like, Sen-Know is bad for your health. You know, believe them. So Akloppy does have some internal defense, but they have to clear this garbage at least once in order to get access to it. This gravity is no joke. Like, it is real. They are able to chain. Yeah, I see why we play on level 1. You know, I'm beginning to appreciate why.
It's a more interactive game when you play at a lower speed.
Yeah.
Like, the player has to kill you rather than the game.
One thing we haven't discussed, chat, is that there's only one rotate button. This game is in the vaunted perfect puzzle game community because it only has one rotate button. But a downside of being in the perfect puzzle game community with immaculate controls that everyone loves is that playing at higher gravities when you might need to spin, you know, more than once is actually really hard. That is not for the faint of heart. But these internal chains from Akloppy is gonna leave them with no defense.
Oh!
Oh, wow! Okay. Well, you know, maybe we didn't need it. You know, maybe we didn't need that defense. It's fine. Back at it again at Krispy Kreme. The column 2 stall wall from Akloppy. Love to see it. Meanwhile, CT, I got the perfect Ikokeshi stack. This is absolutely terrifying because unlike J's, T's can sit in your Ikokeshi stack forever.
Because they won't get blocked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you can, if you get enough Ts, you can make a ridiculous offensive chain and also defense for days. And all that is left for you to do is to just outplay your opponent in terms of speed, right? CT got a lot of garbage. He's currently chaining through it. Does have a smidge of defense, but it's really not going to protect him, I don't think. It's just going to do a little bit of J-stall. And Kloppy is in a similar boat. They are trying desperately to not die to their own stall, which I find kind of amusing. I won't lie. There's a little bit of self-chaining going on, but it leaves a Kloppy with no defense or stall, which means CT gets to steal another round. Yeah, Hysteric Empress. This game definitely does have like a very funny paciness to it, where you're just like, I wonder what construction I'll make this time. And then it explodes. Typically, your buildings are not supposed to explode. If your building has exploded, probably consult your local architect. I'm not a specialist or anything, but I really think they should not do that, generally.
All right. So I see
GG's.
Kanito and Notester have started up some gameplay. I'm going to check them out, see how that's going.
So this may be a little bit funny. Kanito is also quite far. It looks like they just wrapped up a game.
Very nice. Getting 2 points on Kanito, Notester. You should be proud.
Note
Kanito
one
is Sen-Know
on my end.
champion. Wait, Note 1? Oh, maybe I got fooled by the...
Yeah, 4-2. Let's go, Note.
Oh, be even
Holy.
prouder then. Jeez.
Holy
Oh, and
moly.
they quit already. Okay.
Brutal.
Well, who wants to play some Sen-Know? I guess I haven't played Kanito yet. I'll try playing Kanito.
Funny setup isn't working.
So he's trying advanced strats that aren't panning out. A lot of advanced strats in this game, like, are contingent on your opponent cooperating.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe your opponent's not going for the highest level strats, but the strats they're going for ruin your strategy.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, it's sometimes hard to predict. Like, it's hard to predict when your opponent is going to fire and what size they're going to hit you with. So, a lot of the times, my builds are sort of like, they are looking to defend myself until they hit an escape valve that will take care of whatever the actual issue is, and then end in a Sen-Know. So that way, if my opponent like really presses down on the gas, I'm just like, whatever. I just kill you now. The downside to this is that, generally speaking, you lose a little bit of control because you're sort of sitting around waiting for your opponent to do stuff. The CT's got the stall wall. This one bit of garbage in the middle mostly does not matter. In fact, if he received enough garbage, he would actually get a Sen-Know, which is very funny to me. He does have this umbrella, which is a little awkward. He's building J-stall in column 6 instead of defending it, which I find kind of interesting. Meanwhile, Kanito's thinking about a mid-game ring. That's what it looks like. They sort of got halfway through it, and then they sort of abandoned it. I think because they were watching CT and anticipating a little bit of funny business. CT, you wouldn't be up to shenanigans at a time like this, would you?
Never. Kanito does not want to fire first, does he?
No, he's a pretty defensive player. He's sort of in a funny spot where he has to get rid of column 6. Oh, CT does it for him. So in theory, yeah, get a ring. Let's go, big ring. Oh, but there's no defense. You gotta have the, like, the ring did not fire in the way that I expected it to. There was a void on the top half, so it didn't send the bottom half, which is very funny. I am sort of stunned that it worked that way. I don't think Kanito planned on it doing that. In fact, that's a rules corner case that I didn't even know. But we're learning together, chat. You know, we're really... The hit stun dimension doesn't matter if I never take damage. You know, you're right. You know, you're damn right. Kanito just tanked this damage, doesn't even care. Meanwhile, CT cleaning up this umbrella. This is a game where you would like it to rain at least a little bit. CT is waiting for Kanito to send him a whole mess of damage, but I don't know how that's gonna work out. Yeah. Okay. CT, I don't know if I'm a believer. I don't know if I'm a believer about the... Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, commentary curse.
I don't know what you were afraid of, but everything I did.
You had a upturned eyepiece in column 2.
Oh.
And I was like, what the hell is that doing there?
Yeah, what the hell was that doing there?
It actually, so long as garbage didn't fall on it, you could put a J piece to clear it later. Because of the T underneath. But it was just very funny. Meanwhile, Kanito swinging with the lasagna. Just like how Nona used to make it. Thinking about a ring? Let's go ring.
I'm not letting him get a ring.
Well, nice. I can't believe it. You would listen to coaching from the commentary?
I saw that ring. Come on. This isn't the first Sen I've known.
Listen, I've known a lot of Sen in my day. Incredible. Well, Kanito's defense is all the way at the top of his garbage stack, so he has to clear at least twice, 3 times, before any of that will matter. But he's not actually drawing the pieces he needs. Oh, mid-board ring? You got it. Fine. Oh, but... oh, it's fine. You know, everything is just Gucci, chat. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Wow, only 2 games? Huge.
Yeah, they were pretty defensive overall.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. The bane of our existence accidentally entering evolution mode.
It's true. Nobody likes evolution mode.
Kanito likes evolution mode.
Nobody's ever played it in tournament. Nobody ever ran a leaderboard for it. You know.
I actually kind of like evolution mode too.
I think it's fun too. Yeah. It is pretty demanding, like execution-wise, but I think it's pretty cool. So Kanito is done defending. He's like, listen, all right, these hands, catch him. Now he's building some internal defense. I assume, yes, to stick an eye on top of these J's. So that way, hopefully, this will chain down. If CT swings heavy, then he'll get a Sen-Know. But CT is not going to swing heavy. He's committed a little bit to the stall here. He does have to clear several lines of garbage. He doesn't want to because Kanito was thinking about a big ring. CT just needs one more. He's waiting on a Sen-Know. Let's go, Sen-Know. Oh, with the corner Sen-Know. Oh, it's just a ring. It's just a ring.
No!
This doesn't work. CT still got lethal damage. A dirty Sen-Know. Let's go. Huge gaming.
This is the stuff right here.
That's the stuff. That's what we're looking for. Kanito. Typical stuff. They got a flood of eye pieces. We're not building lasagna. We're building defense with it. I love this game, Hysteric Empress. I think it's just the bee's knees. But in the meantime, CT, he's got stall for days. Ooh, I don't know about this eye in column 6, but mostly works out. He doesn't have a funny little umbrella in column 6 that he got rid of. Thinking about another Ikokeshi stack.
And I caught him with his pants down for a ring.
That is pretty rough. The good news is that it did clear. So that does work out. He does need to clear. Well, he's got to stall basically the rest of this match. I don't think that's going to work out. Yeah. The intern J piece. Basically finishing Kanito off. With you know 150 seconds on the clock, then it's kind of rough to be like, I will stall until the end of time. It's kind of interesting seeing CT deep on the defense here. Not a playstyle I typically associate with him. Meanwhile, Kanito a little bit behind on the piece count, but soon to be catching up. CT deciding on a little bit more stall. Why not? Pondered the corner Sen-Know for a second, but it wasn't really going to work out. This umbrella, really annoying for CT. It's going to interrupt any Sen-Know attempts, which is why he put this little funny curly Q in the corner. Now CT waiting on just a little bit more garbage. If Kanito sends a huge amount right now, he will get a Sen-Know. That's probably not going to work out. Okay. A little bit of back and forth here. CT needs one more clear on this outer ring in order to access. Yup, perfect. But there's no Sen-Know on board, but Kanito has one. Let's go, Kanito. CT dead by a single piece, which is very typical in this game. You'll always find yourself being like, damn, if I was able to just put one more piece down, I would be able to play the sickest Sen-Know tennis. Bunny ring for CT. Kanito sending off the Ikokeshi stack. I don't think this is going to be enough to take a round in 16 seconds.
I definitely couldn't count that round. I don't know who came out on top. Let's go, Kanito.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's see.
Fantastic.
Game over.
I'll call GG's for now. Let's see if somebody else wants in the queue.
It looks like a Kloppy and Note are trying to play. Oh, Roderick is here. I gotta play Roderick.
Roderick? Oh. Let's go. Roderick is sometimes nicknamed the savior of Sen-Know. When we were first exploring this game, the dominant meta seemed kind of busted and like the game was solved. And it's his perseverance to overturn the initial meta that very much helped turn Sen-Know into a real game.
Lady,
So, infinite respect for Roderick. He tirelessly explores the meta of every puzzle game he can get his hands on, and the entire scene is better for it. The legendary Xerxian apology video. Yep.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was pretty epic. So a bit of a history lesson while I let these two champions just kind of know their sens in front of us. The initial meta looked so like busted and broken that Xerxian initially had a very anti-Sen-Know stance, called it a fake game and so forth. Playfully, not rude, but still serious at the same time. And after the meta got busted wide open, he was forced, if you will, to issue an apology video. So there's a Xerxian apology video. I think, if I recall correctly, it's even on Trashboat's YouTube or something. But it's pretty epic. And you know, you can't go too hard on Xerxian. You know, you got to give people a second chance sometimes, even if they're so nasty as to doubt the awesomeness that is Sen-Know. Interesting. So the sort of defense that Roderick has built here, where you stack flat pipes in column 4, it's defensive, and it's defensive in a way that like reflects a lot of damage at once. So the primary defensive formation we opened with at the beginning of this video, we sometimes also call that the stall wall. It's very good. It is maximally optimal, and it's also very slow, which can be a good thing. Sometimes you want to stall in this game, because you want to be the last person dead. If somebody is dead, you'd rather your chain takes forever to resolve, so that you're not the first one to die if both people are guaranteed dead. So that's why you like stalling. And that's why the stall wall is really, really, really good. But on the flip side, stacking horizontally in column 4 can let you very, very quickly reflect an entire screen of garbage. Because the stall wall needs new garbage to fall. That animation is quite slow. Whereas the column 4 animation, it's pretty fast. It's just chain clears. The chain clears happen, you know, just in like a split second. It's not instant, but it's a lot faster than waiting for garbage to literally fall the length of the screen. So both players have a bit of an awkward umbrella here. Oh, heck yeah. Trashboat has linked the apology video in chat. It is one of the more hilarious things that have happened in the Puzzle Wednesday community, so I highly recommend it. Interesting. So a traditional stall wall coming out of Ratttz. Just a tiny stall wall from Roderick, but then he's got the second tier stall shoved in that first column. It's kind of hard to say which player is better positioned here. Roderick could just get a Sen-Know. He can't get a Sen-Know anymore. If Ratttz can reflect damage, and she does, yeah, Roderick's locked out. Ratttz going heavy on offense. Roderick's a bit slow, also on offense, but not as hard. But it's hard to say whether that's intentional or not, because it may be an attempt to control how much garbage is in the system. There's a way of playing where the initial volleys of attacks, you want both players to be almost dead, and then you just trust your ability to screen watch and poke effectively to close out a win.
Is that another tie game? I'm gonna lose it. No, Roderick won. No, I won. Listen, we can't count. All right, we're children. You know. Oh my god, incredible.
It legit blows my mind how much just not having the current score on screen at all times keeps it a mystery. Like, really, there should be no mystery at all, but
yeah.
but it's a mystery every time.
It would be really funny if somebody made a round detector for this game.
The problem with detectors in this game is that it uses dynamic memory addresses.
Oh, really?
So depending on the exact timing of when you press start or whatever, different stuff is going on, and you have a different pointer to all the structs that hold game information, like the round wins. So
That's
detection, yeah, the detections. FightK doesn't support that at the moment. Really, there's no reason why they couldn't. I mean, there's a constant address that has the address of the struct that holds it. So if you had the ability to have indirect ways of referencing memory, you could chain them together and get to the real solution. But the FightK detector is very simple. So. Bank actually hacked the game to use a static area of memory, which lets us add a detector with the FightK system. But then we have to get a special hack added just to open up that possibility. Including me, are kind of trying to put together a more comprehensive hack that just does a few quality of life things. Because as much as we love Sen-Know, it would be nice to fix a few little things.
So, oh, you want another rotate button?
Yeah, so we've got 2 rotate buttons working in a hack right now. That's nice, right? And we've got sudden death in the event of a tie, which, you know, if you're having ranked matches, FightK doesn't support ties right now, so you also have to do something about all these ties. So 2 rotate buttons and sudden death. It goes over 5 minutes if both players are tied. It's pretty sick.
What is this video game?
Oh, hell yeah. Straight to my veins.
What the hell is this video game?
You gotta love the amount of sensory stimulation that they cram into like half a second.
So stupid sometimes. Oh my god.
You sent a dirty Sen-Know and everything, and it just wasn't enough.
Oh my god.
So, no, I don't know if you've experienced Sen-Know tennis yourself yet, but it's great. You don't have to be that good at the game to know where to drop the piece to keep the tennis alive. So, when you reach that point of a match, it's absolutely satisfying to just trade screenfuls of garbage.
Umbrella, let's go. So we don't share the same piece queue, huh?
No, I'm pretty sure you do. Yeah, same piece queue. Oh, sorry, not same piece queue, same piece sequence, but I assume that's what you meant.
Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I thought we had, like, the same... We drew... So I understand that, like, we're basically drawing from a shared queue.
No. It's a standard puzzle game. Both players get the same sequence.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is sad. You're not going to be able to turn that into a Sen-Know.
Aren't I? Aren't I?
Oh, and... Oh, but then... Oh my god, both players still alive? Graphical glitches on Roderick's board? What is this?
What a shame. I shouldn't have. I just shouldn't have. Oh, whoops. I did something very silly.
Yeah, sadly, none of my local friends have caught the Sen-Know bug.
You mean to tell me they've yet to know?
Oh, I have evangelized. Don't doubt my evangelical capabilities. Oh, oops.
No,
I distracted you.
I was
there.
distracted. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We're all friends here. How do they feel about Gurudin?
You know what? I have not tried to sell them on Guru, so I don't know how they feel about it.
Oh, that game is perfect, though.
And maybe I will never know how they feel about it.
You think you're gonna die before you get strangers to play Gurudin? You know, it's just Grillin. You know?
The up dash is perfect. We absolutely left the up dash and rotation dash in the hack because you gotta. Oh, you gave it to Roderick with that distracted loss.
I know I did. That's totally on me. Like, we should not have. We're gonna do one more just to break the tie, unless the game ties, and then we'll call it a tie.
Lady, go.
Oh, nice. We have Clappy and Kanito playing in the background as well. I'll watch this set with you guys, but then I might tune in and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting choice. You kept your umbrella. There's no way Roderick's feeding you a Sen-Know. Oh, I say this, and he literally immediately feeds you a Sen-Know and dies.
Good old Rock. Nothing beats that. Oh my god. Let's go, Rock. We love a little bit of Rock gaming here. Oh, I'm dead. Actually, I'm unironically just dead.
Because he gets a Sen-Know.
Alrighty. Okay. Alright, Roderick. I see your game.
But yeah, I really want to play some of this on an actual Sen-Know board and see if those graphical glitches happen or if it's an emulation issue. Because I can see that going either way.
Ooh, I might be dead here. Sure I am.
Oh, if the garbage came slightly faster, you would have had a Sen-Know, but that drip feed of garbage was just enough to prevent it. But yeah, I love the ideas this game experiments with. People see the pipes and they immediately think of like Pipe Dream or something, and they want to create these winding paths all over the board. I'd say the pathing is still meaningfully used in this game, but it's not in that almost board game-like, very delicate, meandering pathing type approach. It works.
Well, what I wanted to do did not work out, so...
Yeah, I saw that vertical piece, and I'm like, I guess Ratttz is just lost now.
No, it's part of a dirty Sen-Know build that I used to use, and it requires you to do it. It's pretty tight. Like, you're not allowed to just do it. Do it. No, I'm gonna do this. Very funny. And then
ruin it immediately?
Listen. Listen, I'm a child, okay? Like, you can't...
It's pointing up in column 2, Ratttz. That's not a good thing. Sorry.
What are you talking about? It's amazing. It's
oh my god, that was amazing. The ring recovery. And now the umbrella is cleared? Okay, we're back in the neutral game. So Roderick is locked out of a ring. Ratttz is trying to go for one. And she's reasonably close, so she might be able to set it up in a way Roderick cannot.
Why did that happen?
I don't understand! Yes, I know what happened. One of your clogged pipes self-cleared.
Oh, that's so sad.
It is confusing. Mechanically, there are so many tiny details like that that just continue to like confuse you unless you like watch VODs and figure out what happened. You do get the win though. Down to the last. What's the sound change? The last 60 seconds?
Yeah.
So probably one more point getting exchanged. I think Roderick might be down.
That is actually one of my only complaints about Sen-Know, is that if they were going to do a soundtrack of like really tightly arranged techno loops, you could have more than 2.
Yep.
Like you could probably fit a lot of...
Oh, you gave it to him.
I know.
8 seconds left, not enough up-dash. Up-dash needs a buff.
Up-dash needs to be even stronger, it's true.
It should just completely eliminate all gravity.
Alright, Roderick.
So what is
Very
this, 5?
funny.
3, 2?
Well, we would have been tied had I not thrown it.
Oh.
GG's, Roderick. Thanks for playing. Thanks for coming out on lobby night. I had a lot of fun. Do you want to spectate a Kloppy Kanito?
Yeah, I've got them loading up.
So last time when you and Kloppy were desynced, I did have to. Oh, cool ring. I did have to like restart my session in order to
weird.
get back in sync. Yes,
It appears
very
to be correct, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, this looks as normal as Sen-Know gets generally. I mean, maybe this is a very normal game.
Maybe all the other games are weird. You know?
Yeah, it's
Did you ever
true.
think about that?
What's Kanito thinking? Oh, the Sen-Know? That didn't do the thing. Was there a void that I didn't
I think
see?
there was a void, like a 1 unit.
Oh, that's brutal. This umbrella sucks so hard.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kanito!
Locked out.
Yeah, they should have placed. I think they wanted to see if they could, like, I don't really know what they were thinking. I don't know if they were thinking, like, I'm already locked out already, or what. Ooh, okay. Kloppy recovering from the old upturned exclamation point. What would you call that piece, CT?
Which piece?
The one where it's already connected in the piece and it has a single exit.
Oh, like a cul-de-sac?
Node. A cul-de-sac.
I mean, I don't say it out loud, but that's what I call them in my head.
I see. I try to use like letters or symbols that way.
I've heard people call them like the eye piece.
Oh, that's funny. As opposed to an L piece. No, the other one's kind of a. Very cool.
Oh, let's see if Kloppy and Kanito go in for another round.
This menu.
It's
This
so
menu is
clunky.
the real meta. You know,
I think
this
both
is the
players have
real-
control as well, so like it's just set up for disaster.
Yeah, the only thing I dislike more than that is whenever your favorite game boots up into a test menu and both players have control. I'm looking at you, TGM. I'm looking deep. I'm looking into your eyes, Tap. Like, why do you work like that?
I don't know.
Kloppy.
They
Oh, this umbrella. Okay.
Oh, saved.
No.
What? No?
Oh,
What?
no.
Okay, now saved.
I see my life flashing before my eyes. Like, this chain...
Kloppy is locked out after this chain, though.
Yeah.
Kanito just has to return. Kanito,
Oh my
you were too slow, my
God.
dude. Oh,
Not quite a Sen-Know, and a Kloppy takes a point.
there. See how important screen watching is? Kanito was
Yeah.
stalling, but he needed to go for the jugular.
See, admit it, this is why you like this game, is because you just like looking at other people's boards. You have your own board, CT. You can just look at it.
It's so
It's
much
yours.
work to manage my own board. Like, I'd rather just watch other people's boards.
Can't believe it. And then you're going to create a strategy that defeats that board. I can't believe this. This is hacks. Oh, Kanito, you can't possibly be thinking of a Sen-Know. Okay.
No, with blocked pipes connected to garbage, like your sad ring that didn't fire,
Yeah.
you just have to know that like it's impossible. By the time you place like 10 pieces, it'll soft clear.
Ooh. Column 5 eyepiece. So Kanito actually needs to form a ring here out of what's on the table, and I'm not sure. I don't know if I believe. Wait, never mind. I believe. No, that's the wrong way. Kanito, it still works.
Oh, Roderick dropping like the most disgusting idea in chat.
Sen-Know 3 needs peace sniping.
Can you imagine Updass and peace sniping interacting?
No. That is, well, actually, for the record, that is how it should work. As like counterplay to Updass. But that is terrifying. It's true. What happened to 2?
Yeah, there's a sequel to Sen-Know available on WonderSwan. It's called Sen-Know Millennium. It's funny. The WonderSwan community doesn't know the arcade version exists, and the arcade community doesn't know the WonderSwan version exists.
Oh, a Kloppy's gonna try a Ikokeshi stack?
I mean,
really?
There's just so little defense. I think Kloppy's doomed, but we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, just locked out immediately after the chain.
Yeah, okay. Masa, I wouldn't call... For all I know, I've been told that WonderSwan Sen-Know is perfectly cromulent, but because it's not a versus game and because they punish Ikokeshi stacks completely differently...
It has versus.
Oh, it does? Let's go.
And it has a pretty extensive versus CPU campaign that, unlike the arcade version, they added like more gimmicky attacks and stuff. And you charge a super meter to fire them. And you actually pick your character and stuff. It's not just the AI that has it. You attack the AI with your gimmicks as well.
Hell yeah. I'm suddenly excited for black and white WonderSwan Sen-Know.
I need to warn you, the music is so difficult and challenging to listen to that I thought there was an emulation error when I first heard it. But I've since acquired a WonderSwan and Sen-Know Millennium, and I can vouch that there is no emulation error with the music at all.
Let's go. Oh no! Level 8 claims another.
WonderSwan Sen-Know Parsec 30.
I mean, we have been playing cross streams on Parsec.
Do we have any mods in chat? Roderick just said the P word.
Listen. What, like, the P word can't hurt you, CT. I know it's verboten, but like, there's you gotta move on eventually.
That's worth
that
that.
Combination. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's the P word is worth at least a timeout. Come on.
Gonna do a funny little ring.
Oh my god, that has the same bug as like the corner Sen-Know.
The corner Sen-Know, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
I guess technically Sen-Know is just a full board clear. Like Roderick's experimented, he built a snaking pattern that fills every space on the board. That still counts as a Sen-Know. It would be ludicrous to attempt to set up in versus, but it's a valid Sen-Know.
Sure is. Amelia.
Oh my god.
Amelia, you're a hater. You know, you're
That's
just
amazing.
a hater.
Let's all enjoy our 69 seconds of Roderick silence.
Lady, go.
That is true. Sometimes I do need a little space. You know, a little space from Roderick's misinformation.
So Kaneda opening very offensively, Klappy very defensively, and we'll see this play out. The offense wasn't actually so strong that it, like, not a whole lot got reflected.
No.
If a Klappy managed Updass a little bit sooner, then it would have been possible to accumulate all that garbage into garbage queue and deflect more of it at once.
Sure. A Kloppy would probably benefit from peeling off this bottom layer. Yeah. And now when the stall in the lower left corner clears, it's actually going to
Set off.
if that clears, yeah, it actually will do better than set off a chain. Well, now it won't. But you can get a Sen-Know off of a corner piece and
It's possible, yeah.
call them 2 row 2. So.
But whether the Sen-Know or the chain is better is very context sensitive.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, you gotta, right? Like, go big or go home. Sen-Know or don't.
Clappy, one space away from the Sen-Know. Now gets it. I think
Let's go.
they're going to take this round off Kanito for sure. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Fantastic. Oh, Kloppy's thinking about the ring? You know? And this is a ring that fires off of garbage, too. Yeah.
I
This is
love
cool.
garbage trigger rings. People don't see them coming.
Yeah. I actually am kind of curious how much garbage this is. Not a bad amount.
Oh, no. I guess the bad thing about the garbage ring in that situation was it created an umbrella.
True. Yeah, so you need like a right-facing L piece, huh? That makes a lot of sense to me. I wonder how fast you can build a ring. Like, if you can... I got ideas now. You know? They're percolating. Oh no, these inner eyepieces are not going to produce a Sen-Know because they're too busy chaining, so no garbage will arrive. Fire off a Sen-Know, so a Kloppy is just going to be knocked out by Kanito. Here we go at level 8, everybody's favorite level. Everyone is clamoring about how much they love playing on level 8. Oh, Kanito with this upturned pieces. Oh, God. I'm not okay with this. I don't know what's going on here. If a Kloppy just poked, it would be so good here. It literally does not matter. Any poke will do it. Oh, Kanito's actually out. They've actually figured... Well, they're very close to being out. What they need is...
And nobody's really firing here, eh?
Yeah.
So I'm liking the Kloppy stall, but... I'm not sure it'll ever be used.
Yeah. Well, does this turn into lasagna? No.
No. But they are eating their stall to turn it into offense. I'm not sure if that's the correct play, because Kanito does have a nice wall.
Yeah, I would expect a Kloppy does have the fixins for a ring here.
This could turn into a Sen-Know. Okay. It does take Kanito out. Interesting. It can be hard to foresee with some of those interactions and resolve to. That's where a lot of depth comes from in this game, actually, is the interactions, like, if both people fire or if you fire, like, how's the dust going to settle? The basic situations are easy to read, but the board state doesn't have to get that complicated before, like, it's extremely difficult to look at.
So
that was
once again,
quick win, yeah.
We are learning why you don't really want stall next to an Ikokeshi stack, and that is because if the Ikokeshi stack leaves an umbrella, then the stall can't actually reach it. You're gonna have a pretty bad time. Oh, funny ring. Let's go. Into attack stack, but the game is over. I got a question for you, CT, after we're done congratulating Kanito on another win.
Yeah, and congratulations to Clappy, too. Putting up a fight against Kanito is very respectable.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember the last time I've taken a game off of Kanito. So I got a question for you, CT.
Mm-hmm.
What is next up at Puzzle Wednesday?
I am not sure for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, incredible. Never mind. I take it back.
I have a matter of honor to settle with Roderick.
Oh, I see. What? How much you love Parsec?
Listen.
How much you think it's the future of gaming? I've been told.
Oh God. Apparently Roderick's lies have spread farther than I previously believed.
What? In what way has he been lying? You don't think it's the future of gaming, or no? Anyways, looks like Hot Rod is looking at building a time tower here. We do have a little ticking clock here. I don't really know. See, he's stalling a little bit because if he places too many pieces, these red pieces are going to pop. So he'd rather let CT attack him. Get it started. And Roderick is just opting to fire that time tower. Funny ring into a Sen-Know.
No! How am I locked out? That's not cool. I had so much stall.
And the time tower claims another. It is a very funny build. I don't have other than like really moderate pokes, I actually don't have a strong, here it is again. He's just gonna keep doing it. My understanding of this build is that you sort of have to poke at it to take it apart. You're actually not allowed to, I don't know if the stall wall for CT is gonna pan out. I feel like an eyepiece in... I got some questions. Oh, CT's just going to fill his board full of offense. And you know what? Why not? You know, let Roderick have his fun. We're busy building as much offense as we can humanly fit on this board. It's all coming down. It all comes down to this. What is greater? Roderick's puny little time tower or all this stall? Here's the Sen-Know. Well, I think we have our answer there. Turns out that you can, in fact, stall your way, provided that you have more time than the time tower contains. You might survive. Who knows? We're building some lasagna out here. Tasty lasagna for CT. Meanwhile, Roderick. CT's waiting on this garbage in column 3, and now his Ikokeshi can fire. This umbrella actually is really helpful for CT because it means that this incoming garbage has to clear through the stall. Yep. And now he's ready to defend against the Sen-Know. But these internal eyepieces, they're actually not going to let this damage spawn. But Roderick was not ready. Couldn't handle this incoming damage. We're back at it again at Krispy Kreme. Roderick slamming down these eyepieces. We have very similar boards here. I wouldn't be surprised if Roderick is mimicking for the memes. You have a slight diversion here. I don't know why they keep on serving lasagna at Krispy Kreme, but you know, we're gonna be learning some things. We're gonna be learning some things about food here at Puzzle Wednesday. It is 8 o'clock. I have yet to eat dinner, so naturally we're talking about time towers. And Roderick building this column 1 stall. If you remember the PowerPoint from earlier, might look a little bit familiar. He is going to clear them one by one, so that way they don't turn into garbage on his own board. But Roderick doesn't have a whole lot going on. CT not really committing to this attack. He's thinking about it. He's firing. We're gaming, ladies and gentlemen. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. Who will win? Ooh, is this gonna work out for CT? I'm sort of worried here. Yo, okay. Roderick's defense lasted longer than I expected, frankly. And now we have the parade of updash. Boom. We're simply going to spin. Actually, you know what? If you were really gamers, if you really want to be the worst human being, if that's what you aspire to, just like CT, you should probably calculate how long it actually takes you to land at the bottom of the board if you're updashing for optimal stalling. I'm pretty sure I've done like. I'm pretty sure I've started stalling at 20 or 30 seconds on the clock and gotten away with it. So your mileage may vary. That's CT.
Roderick challenged me to a 1st to 2 here, so.
Yes. Back at it again with the time tower. I'm a little bit confused by this inward pipe from Roderick. Looks kind of spooky. Oh, that is how the Sen-Know fires. Never mind. I'm a liar, chat. But once again, this build is a little passive. It sort of requires your opponent to do something, which in this case is send a buttload of garbage. CT does have his eyepieces in column 4, so that won't normally create a Sen-Know, because the internal garbage will block it, but it's so much stall. It's still chaining. Doesn't even matter. Now you'll notice CT often, he's trying to build defensively with these L's and saving all of his T pieces to stash them into column 6 for his Ikokeshi. So that way they can just sort of hang out as long as he wants or needs them to. This stall doing a great job at cleaning up a pretty annoying umbrella. CT, the misdrop! You hate to see it. We're on to round 3, level 8. Gravity is intense here. It is not your friend. You're going to have a terrible time, and you're going to like it here at level 8. CT with a familiar looking build. Roderick, he's got the T's in column 6. Firing it off early. But this time, well, never mind. I take it back. Both players opting for internal eyepieces in columns 3 and 4. These are great for chaining. They can lay on a lot of damage. but they will not get you out of trouble. In fact, sometimes they can lock you out of your own board, which makes it kind of a high-risk, high-reward strategy. Especially when CT is about to receive a bazillion damage, but Roderick receives it first.
The stall game is real.
Welcome to Puzzle Wednesday. We die last here. And you can too. All you have to do is show up to the Fightcade Sen-Know lobby. Gamers in your area are looking for matches. Or not in your area. Some of them are from the Philippines, depending. Roderick sending multiple screens worth of damage, but CT's ready. He's got the stall. Roderick chaining through this garbage, but no defense, so he's going to eat this entire board. On to round 5. CT with the tease for Ikokeshi, but in the meantime, Roderick is Ikokeshi. He had to place these L's a little bit too early. He's got a clean board except for the single eyepiece. You know, looking at CT and being like, send it. You got garbage, send it. What do you think this is? Ooh. Okay, this garbage looking kind of funny. Roderick would love to get a ring here. Love to get a Sen-Know. But he has to draw exactly the right pieces. And he is not going to. Oh, this misdrop hurts so bad. He's going to be... Yep, he's going to be clearing instead. But in the meantime, he's got no stall on CT. No! Locked out of his own board. We're on to our final game. There's 50 seconds left on the clock. Might not be enough time to kill your opponent, so you know what that means. Hold down gaming. Break out the super glue. That down button is being held. We got somewhere to be. Gaming time. CT's got a lot of damage on the board. No defense. And Roderick's waiting with a set. Oh, it's not quite a Sen-Know, is it? We're gonna play a little bit of tennis. Oh, CT, call him too. Yeah. Oh, this tennis is so real. Oh, but column 2 is blocked. He only has a ring available, so he's going to up dash to live. If he had placed it in column 5, that does not create a Sen-Know. It actually creates a ring. So CT taken. Game number 2. Congratulations, CT.
That was
hard
awesome.
Fought game.
I don't know why we waited so long between challenges, Roderick. It's been, I want to say 6 months since we had a serious match, but I really enjoyed that. Let's see. Lobby seems to be winding down. We've got Eclapi and Kanito playing a little bit, but you had a question. I got a little distracted there, but what were you saying there, Ratttz?
I had a question about what's coming next for Puzzle Wednesday.
Well, I'm glad you asked. Coming up on January 18th, we have a bracket of Pucci Kurat, which is everybody's favorite, breakout Arkanoid style puzzle battle game. It's fantastic. You could sell it better than I could, but it's got amazing music, really high production values all around, cool character design, simple to pick up gameplay. It's a bracket that's fun for anybody. If you've never checked the game out, check it out. Consider joining bracket. It'll be a good time. And then after that, on January 25th, continuing a bit of the trend, we have a game mechanically similar in a lot of ways, but also very different in a lot of ways. It's Ghost Lop. It's kind of like cross between Arkanoid and Ikaruga and uh, um, and Puzzle Bobble, I guess I would say those three. And
Mm-hmm.
then the aesthetics are basically Ghostbusters meets Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a very strange game. It is one of the last games that Data East worked on before they went bankrupt, and this one did not make it to market. So it's a bit of a hidden gem. Very cool to check out if you've never seen it before. I also highly encourage it. All the games we play here are good. So I don't even have to tell you to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And then our February schedule is coming up. We're kicking it off February 1st with Money Idol Exchanger. Very frequently featured at Puzzle Wednesday. So it's everybody's favorite anime magical drop esque chaining game. And then we are doing Puzzle Bobble 3 on February 8th. It's a pretty good one, I gotta say. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Versus and Puzzle Bobble 2, but I think they turned it around a lot with Puzzle Bobble 3.
Mm-hmm.
February 15th, we've got Pedal Crash, classic game. We've had a number of brackets for it. A lot of people are aware of it, but if you aren't, it's one of the newer games we run, even if it's a few years old at this point. But a very good chaining game, very original mechanics, very cool aesthetics, nice music, nice art. Check it out. And at the end of the month, we got ourselves some Mixed Match, which, for the uninitiated, this is a specific mode from Tetris and Dr. Mario. So before Puyo Puyo Tetris, this was the crossover game to play. It's got classic Tetris combined with classic Dr. Mario, and you have to play both of them in score attack. So it is head to head. Both players get the same sequences and that kind of thing. And you just play a series of Tetris and Dr. Mario games and just try to outscore them under the same conditions. It's pretty cool. And in the broader community, there is stuff happening, right?
Yeah.
Ratttz?
So if you would like to play puzzle games, Main Stage, Evo, the hype is real. Well, guess what? Over at Vortex Gallery next month, they're going to be playing a little bit of Landmaker, Azumanga, Puzzle Bobble, as well as Puyo Puyo Champions. So if you'd like to give that a crack, if you'd like to play in an even bigger venue than Puzzle Wednesday, then Vortex Gallery has got your back. And some of the Puzzle Wednesday staffers have been working very hard to be bringing you these games in a much more highly spectated format. There's also going to be Neo Turf Masters. There's a lot of stuff. So you should definitely check out Vortex Gallery next month. And I'd also like to remind you that later next month, on the 22nd of February, we're also going to be having another King of the Hill type lobby night where we're playing not quite columns. That is, every game we could find that clears like columns, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, I suppose, is not columns. So, Oh My God, Panic Bomber, and Poito all have the same tic-tac-toe type clearing. They're decidedly not columns. I'm looking forward to seeing you there February 22nd for Not Quite Columns playlist. That's all I got, CT.
Excellent. Well, we're kind of winding down. I don't know if we want to close out with one last set between us, bookend it the way we started.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, hit me.
I feel considerably less rusty than the beginning of the evening.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure that I feel like the DAS things definitely it's sort of a weird feeling game at first.
Lady,
It definitely took me an afternoon to really get the vibe down. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm silly. Alright, I'm much less silly now. I got better. Oh!
Oh, that was a very mid-gamey round. No overwhelming damage.
No, just a little bit of turtling, poking, seeing what's up. Oh, whoops. My bad. Ooh, whoops. Well, you know what? Yeah.
Can't believe you would go for a Sen-Know.
I would never. I've never done anything like that before. I wouldn't even know how, frankly.
Okay.
When have you ever seen me ever do such a thing?
Didn't even
Oh
up-dash
my-
as I attacked.
Oh my god, I'm so dead.
Did you
I
not
could not be more
screen
dead.
watch me as I was reading your Sen-Know?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't actually understand a consequence of my stack. Actually,
I see.
It actually just caught me off guard. But no, I don't know how to make a Sen-Know. When have you ever seen me do it?
It's true.
Name a single time. Oh, CT, your stacks are always so, like, neat and orderly. I'm just like, I don't know, these columns, I'm putting them there. It's fine a place for, oh, that's funny. That, I'm so stupid, CT.
Oh.
I'm so dead.
So the build
I
I've
forgot.
been playing towards the end of the night, I forget what we called it exactly, but it is the main meta that we stabilized. It has some weaknesses. I don't entirely remember what they are. But shout outs to Masa Queen, who has digitized on YouTube many videos.
Oh yeah, you gotta check out her.
The
YouTube
entire
channel.
Sen-Know meta development history is up on there.
It's true. Masa also helps TO here at Puzzle Wednesday. All around cool person. A legend.
No! The umbrella snuck up on me.
You know, I'll take it. For me, you shouldn't have. You know? How did you know I wanted that? I've been very good this year for you to gift wrap.
How did I know? Come on. Ratttz only wants one
how did you
thing,
know?
and it's disgusting.
Beating people up.
Well, GG's Ratttz. GG's everybody.
Jeez.
This game is lots of fun. I hope this encouraged some of you to check it out a little bit. If you ever want a match of Sen-Know, just post looking for games in the matchmaking channel of Puzzle Wednesday. I'm sure some people will crawl out of their dark hiding places and challenge you to a game or two. Anyways, that's going to be a wrap. Thanks everyone for coming out, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.